Welcome to our next class, students. Let's start with chapter number 2, compound interest. In first term, we did only exercise C and D, and now we'll be doing exercise A and B. All of you are familiar with this chapter, so very few questions I'll explain so that you can recall the chapter. Exercise second A, second question of that, calculate the amount and compound interest on these two parts are given. So I'll be solving part number 2 for you. Clear? So calculate the amount and compound interest on rupees 8,000 in 2.5 years at 15% per annum. So see how to solve, children. For the first year, simple interest, you know the formula, PRT over 100. This was principal, rate was given, time period for the first year will be taking 1 year only upon 100. You can cancel out the terms, it will be rupees 1200. So amount you know, that is equal to principal plus simple interest, it will be 90 to 100. Now come to the second year, this will become principal for the second year. So interest for the second year will be 90 to 100 into 15 plus, again beta, second year means you are taking off 1 year only, so time period is 1 upon 100. This is simple interest. Now the amount of obtained after second year is 90 to 100 plus the interest. This is the amount. Clear? Now this amount will become principal for the next half. Since the time is 2.5 years, so half year means the next half means 6 months. Clear? So the simple interest will be equal to, this will become principal, rate will remain same. So the time period is 1 by 2 into 100. So after cuttings, you can obtain this value. This is simple interest. And this is what the amount obtained after third half. Clear? So compound interest you know, that is equal to final amount minus the initial principal. This is the compound interest obtained after 2.5 years. Question number 5, calculate the compound interest for the second year. You have to find compound interest for the second year on this money invested for 3 years at 10% per annum. Look here, children. For the first year, simple interest is equal to PRT. Time will be taken 1 year only. This is the simple interest. Amount is equal to principal plus interest. Now this will become principal for the second year. So for the second year, simple interest will be equal to, this is the principal now. Rate will remain same. Time will be 1 upon 100. So it is 880. So this is the compound interest obtained of the second year. This you were asked to find out. Next is sixth question. A borrowed 2500 from B. A borrowed. So according to the question, A borrowed 2500 from B at this rate. So first of all, we'll find out after 2 years how much he has to pay back. So simple interest, P, R, time period 1 will be taken because it is only for the first year. Simple interest for the first year will be 300. Then amount will be this principal plus simple interest. This will become the amount. Now this will become principal for the second year. So same way you can find out simple interest for the second year. Then amount will be this of second year. Now what is the question? How he cleared his debt? By paying rupees 2000. He is supposed to pay this much value, but he was having less money, meaning this money only. Then with this money he gave a watch. Clear? And we are asked to find the cost of watch. So very clear, cost of the watch will be, you can take it this side, subtract, and you can find the value of the watch. So cost of the watch is what? 200 rupees. Eighth question, Meena lent rupees 75,000 compound interest for 3 years. If the rate of interest for the first 2 years is 15%, for the first year and the second year rate is same. So children, very simple, principal is this. Put the value for the first year, obtain the interest, and amount after first year will be this one by adding principal and simple interest. Then for the second year, this will become the principal. Rate is 15, time period is 1 only. Clear? Now again you can find amount obtained after 2 years. Now for the third year, simple interest will be equal to, this amount will become principal for the third year. Rate is 1%, and for third year, time period is 1 year and rate for the third year is different. Put the value here. Cuttings you can do yourself, and this is the amount obtained after third year. Now rest of the sums are very simple, same kind of questions, try yourself. Now we'll continue with exercise B. Yes, let's start with exercise second B. Calculate the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest. So the question is related to two cases, simple and compound. So beta, you know that simple interest directly the time will be taken as it is. Now the time period is given 2 years, principal is this, rate is 8, time period is 2 years, so 2 will be taken. This is what simple interest of the given value. Now case 2 is related to compound interest, and you know that compound interest how we are finding? By taking 1 year. So first of all, for the first year we'll find out simple interest, then we'll find out amount of the first year. So in the same way, amount of the first year we can find out by adding principal and interest. Now for the second year, this value will become principal, rate, and the time period is 1. Clear? So this is 345.6. We will obtain amount after second year. Now compound interest, you know, how can we find compound interest? Final amount minus the initial principal. What was the initial principal? 4,000. So subtracted, this is the compound interest. So children, one very interesting thing you must have noticed here. For the same time period, for the same value, you can see here compound interest is more than the simple interest. What is simple interest? 640 for the same value and for the same time. And compound interest is 665.60. 60 paisa. Clear? And we are asked to find the difference. So difference of compound and simple interest, you can subtract these values. This will be your answer. Third question, a sum of money is lent at 8%. A sum of money is lent at 8% per annum compound interest if the interest for the second year exceeds that of first year by 96. Meaning difference of the interest of second and the first year is 96 rupees. So what we'll do in this case? For the first year, let the principal of this case be x. We don't know the principal, let it be x. Clear? So the principal be x. Clear? So we'll find out simple interest in terms of the x. Then we can find out amount. Amount is what? Principal plus the interest. Add by taking LCM. This is the amount. Now this amount will become principal for the next year. In the same way, we'll find out simple interest of second year. So I solved this beta. This is not required. Clear? Because we are given difference of the interest of 2 years. So what is the given value? According to question, difference of the interest of second and the first year is equal to 96. This is given to us. By taking LCM, we can find the value of x, that is the principal. Now the next question is question number 5. A man borrows rupees 5,000 at 12% compound interest payable every 6 months. Now we have to calculate after every 6 months. For how long he has taken? For the end of every 6 months, calculate the third payment. We have to find third payment, means after 1.5 year. Clear? And with that, a condition is given. After every installment, he repays 1,800. Since it is the case of 6 months, principal, rate and the time will be taken 1/2. So this is interest of first half. Then you can find out amount obtained after first half. Then for the second half, you can see children, what will be the principal of the second half? This he was supposed to pay, but after every 6 months, he is paying 1,800. So that we have to subtract. That means he is supposed to pay this much money. Now this will become principal of the second half, rate, and again the time is 1/2 because it is half after 6 months. 210. Now what is the amount obtained after second half? It is 3,710. But again he will pay 1,800 rupees. So what will be the principal for the third half? This value minus 1,800, that's equal to this. Now this will become principal for the third half into rate, time is 1/2 over 100. Calculate. So this is the third payment which he has to. Now let's start with chapter number 9, triangle. Earlier we did exercise A, now exercise B. First question, on the side AB and AC of the triangle, this is triangle ABC. On the side AB, an equilateral triangle is drawn. This is also equilateral triangle. So you know that in equilateral triangle all the angles are 60 degree. So first part you have to prove angle CAD, angle CAD, meaning this angle. So what is the measure? Let this angle is x. What is the measure of this angle? 60 plus x is equal. is equal to BAE. What is the measure of BAE? 60 plus x. So both the angles are 60 plus x. That's what you have to prove. Now in the second part you have to prove CD is equal to BE. For that I took the triangle DAC and BAE. You can see children, this side is equal to this side already given. This side is equal to this side already given, and these two angles are 60 plus x. We have already proved. So by SAS property both the triangles are congruent. Second part, this is the figure. In the following diagram, it is a square, and you know that in square vertex angle is 90 degree. Since it is an equilateral triangle, so this angle will be 60 degree. So in the first part, prove that APD is congruent to BPC. In triangle ABP, see here, in triangle APB, 30 plus x is equal to 100. Sorry, it is written APB, it is APD triangle. Look here, this angle is 60, the whole is 90. So what will be this angle? It is 30. Since this is equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal and this side is equal to square. So all the sides will be equal to each other. Now with that it becomes an isosceles triangle. X and x, these angles will be same. So using angle sum property, I got the value of x, that is 75. In the same way, this is also an isosceles triangle. I'll find the value of y. Now what is the question? You have to prove in first part triangle APD is congruent to BPC. Yes, they are congruent to each other. See, these two sides are equal. This side is also equal, and these two angles are 30 degree. Now you have to find angle DPC in the second part. So see here, angle x for 75, this is also 75, this is 60. So sum of x 60y plus this angle is equal to 360 whole angle. So by subtracting we can find out this will be equal to 150 degree. Question number 4, ABC is a triangle, BD is the median. You know that median divides the base into two equal parts, and it is given BD is equal to DE. Question is, prove that AE parallel to BC. AE parallel to BC. So for that, first of all, I'll prove congruency of these two triangles. See, this side is equal to this side. 3 will be equal to 4. Interior alternate. 1 is equal to, 3 will not be equal to 4 because that's what we have to prove. BD is equal to DE, that is given to us. Then after AD is equal to CD, this is also given to us, and 1 is equal to 2 vertically opposite angle. So by which property? By side angle side property, both the triangles are congruent. So if the triangles are congruent, angle 3 will be equal to angle 4. They are satisfying the property of interior alternate, and you know that interior alternate angles are applicable only if the lines are parallel. So that means this side is parallel to this side. Now let's move to question number 6. In a parallelogram, this is a parallelogram ABCD. Angle A and C are obtuse angles. The point XY are taken on the diagonal BD. It is taken such that angle XAD, this angle is 90 degree. Here this angle is also 90 degree. So children, you know that in parallelogram opposite angles are equal. So if this full angle is equal to this full angle, if this is 90, let us suppose this angle is angle 3. So what will be measure of angle 3? It will be whole angle A minus 90. Angle 4 will be whole angle C minus 90. And you know that they are equal to each other. So we can say that 3 is equal to 4. Angle 3 will be equal to 4. So first part, you have to prove in this question, prove that XA is equal to YC. So for that, we'll prove congruency of these two triangles. So see here, this side is equal to this side. 1 will be equal to we have taken angle 1 is equal to angle 2 interior alternate angles. AB is equal to CD. Okay. Then after that, angle A is equal to angle C. Just now only I told you by angle side angle property. So we can prove congruency of these two triangles. 1 equal to 2. Angle 2 was written here. It will be here. 1 and 2 will be equal. 3 and 4 will be equal to each other. And these two sides are also equal to each other. By angle side angle property, both the triangles are congruent. So XA will be equal to CY. That's what we have to prove. See children, these two triangles are given. this side is equal to this side is equal to this side, and the median is also, after that it is given BC is equal to QR. You have to prove congruency of ABC with PQR. See children, first of all we'll take these two small triangles ABD and PQS. ABD and PQS, they'll be congruent by SSS property. This is equal to this equals to this, and this will be equal to this. Now you take full triangles. In full triangle, AB is equal to PQ. Angle B will be equal to angle Q, because in first part we prove congruency of these two triangles. Then we can write B is equal to Q by CPCT from first part. And then BC is equal to QR. So by which property? Side angle side property. Both the triangles are congruent. I wrote the ninth question. You can prove congruency of both the triangles by angle side. This is equal to this, interior alternate, 1 is equal to 2, vertically opposite, and this side is equal to this side. Angle side property, they are congruent. And AB and PQ bisect each other. Yes, they are bisecting because OA will be equal to OB by CPCT. OP is equal to OQ by CPCT. So this is the solution of question number 10th. You can go through it. You can understand it. Very simple question. Clear? Then after, come to question number 12th. In 12th question, triangle ABC is given. AB is equal to BC is given. So this is the required information. It is written here. And the question is to prove AD is equal to CE. So for that, I separated these two triangles. AD is side this is equal to AD is equal to CE. You have to prove. So prove congruency. 90 degree. Angle B is common in both the triangles, and this side is equal to this side by AAS. So by CPCT, whatever you have to prove, you can write. This is 15th question, and you are asked to prove AB is equal to BC. Clear? So I separated the figure. It is already given angle 1 is equal to angle 2. That means B is common in both the triangles. AB is equal to BC given to us. 3 is equal to 4. So by angle sum property, angle side angle property, both the triangles are congruent. So we can write the result. So in this question number 18th, you have to prove AD is equal to FC. So children, look here, BC is given equal to DE. I took them as X. These two sides are already equal. This is 90 degree. You have to prove AD. AD is side of this triangle. So take this triangle and this triangle FCE. You can see here one angle is 90. This side is equal to this side. What is the measure of BD? X plus Y. What is the measure of CE? X plus Y. So by side angle side property, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle FEC. So we can write AD is equal to FC by CPCT. So you can do rest of the questions. Very simple. For any doubt, you can contact me anytime. Thank you.